Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and I haven't made a project lately with my Cricut other than cutting out paper beads, which are all over my desk. I had to make some room. I've really been having fun with those, and I've got a few templates out there that you can get the free access from in my other videos. But today I'm going to be making this little, I'm going to go to her page. Have you heard of Rosa Kelly? She makes wonderful paper craft products like mini albums and junk journals and all kinds of things. So we're going to go visit Rosa Kelly's page. So hold on just a second. Alright, this is what her page looks like, and today we're going to be recreating the Easy Envelope Booklet Mini Album Inserts tutorial. And I'm not going to play the video for you. It's a very good video. My point that I brought today was I'm going to try to find a picture of the finished product for you though. Maybe I need to go back toward the front. What I've done is I've taken her measurements and I've put them in the Cricut and I've cut everything out. So we're going to see if we're going to see how I did, if I did a good job or not. Now, she gives you the measurements. If you don't have a Cricut or another cutter, you can certainly cut yours by hand because that's how she does it. I, however, as I have stated before, cannot cut straight, score straight. Apparently, I can't see straight. So that's why I like my Cricut, because I don't have to worry about that. Once I design it, I can cut it over and over again, and that part's done. So I thought this was really cute though. So it can go in a junk journal, or it looks like it'll stand alone to me, but I'm going to just flip through a few pages here if it'll let me. Sometimes my internet gets bogged down, especially if hubby and I are both trying to use it. Yeah, it's not really going to let me, but anyway, it's really cute. So let's just pause that so we don't have to listen to it if it comes back up. Except it's not pausing. There we go. Oh, okay, so now you can see it. So she's got two versions of this. One's the waterfall version, which is what she's done here. And the second one is the one that we're making today. Now, I went ahead and made the measurements for both, or, made the files for both, which is free. All you have to do is join our Facebook group, Expressions Craft Studio, which is linked below, and you can access the file for free. Yeah, so I think she's going to start cutting it out now. So we're going to go back to our desk view or work surface, and I'm going to start scoring and folding and putting stuff together, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So these are all of the waterfall pieces. So I guess I did do a waterfall. She maybe does two different ones. I don't know. Well, hopefully I cut everything out correctly. Got a little bit of tape there. So yeah, these are the waterfall pieces. This is the outside cover. And then this actually gets attached to it over here. And I did not cut out yet my matte pieces, but I've picked out some paper out of a paper pad. Let's see here. Actually, I've picked out the paper pad. I haven't picked out the paper yet. But it is this Paper Studio cardstock. I wonder if it does not show a year, because some of my stuff is really old. I don't think this one's that old, but it's got some beautiful papers on it. So I'm going to be picking out of here. And the reason I selected this is June's right around the corner, and this might be a nice little mini album for a wedding album, or a bridal shower album, or just something, or even a graduation album, which has probably already happened. But yeah, isn't it? It's some beautiful papers, and I think it'll make a lovely mats for this black cardstock. I've also got some a card pattern picked out for Father's Day, which is, in June, so we're going to need that as well. And I'll do that in another video though. But I've got some nice like kind of steampunky paper, so I think that's going to be really cool. All right, so for this one, I need my bone folder. I've got a couple of them here, if I can just find one. And so I'm going to go ahead and fold on my score lines, trying to make sure I keep everything straight, because even folding, I seem to be able to get off track. Got that one a little bent. I didn't have it taped down very well. All right, so let's fold this. Well, actually, let's fold this little flap first. So for construction, I would recommend, because I'm just going to fly through this, and who knows if I've even got it right, I would recommend you watch her video, and I will link that below as well. She does a really good job of showing you how to put everything together, and I highly recommend, if you like making these kind of things, that you would enjoy her videos. Okay, so we still have to do our flap. So because it's in a mini envelope pocket thing, I've forgotten what it's called already, she makes a pocket or an envelope flap for it. So we're going to fold that over and burnish that as well. And eventually we will have to go back and burnish all of our waterfall pieces. All right, so if I remember correctly, I might have to pause and go rewatch the video because I saw it a week ago. I almost feel like she did it like this. Glued that down, and then that went that way, that went that way. Oh no, that doesn't work. So maybe she did it like this. No. All right, hold on just a moment. All right, I was so close. So we're going to add some glue to this folded edge here, and then we're going to glue this down right here on the edge. Line it up, and then it will flip open this way and out that way. So I'm wondering if I should use some tape. I'm just going to use glue. Let's just use glue. Okay. So my sister lives in a town that has a Joann's, and she stopped by there to see what kind of cardstock they had remaining, which wasn't a lot. And she picked this up for me there. So I'm really grateful. Thank you, Sissy. I appreciate it. This is basil. I believe the color on it's called like blackberry swirl. It's not the deepest black. She got some other black too, but it's the textured basil. Okay, just trying to keep this straight. And glue it right all the way to the edge. I don't think I quite made it. And I think it's maybe not too late. I'm trying to get it right up to the edge there. Yeah, it's definitely too late now. Okay. So this is closed. You open, and there you go. You got some distance there. Okay, so next, I believe she put the waterfalls in there next, and I feel like I'm definitely missing a couple of pieces. Pretty sure I am. So you would score these, and you can decorate these front and back. I'm going to do front and back. I also like these for recipe booklets, which is another great gift for somebody who just got married or is maybe going off to college or something. Or maybe, you know, grandma just wants to get her recipes out there to all the grandkids, all her favorite recipes. So I've been using some of this stuff like this for recipe books, and I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm trying to think here. What is my goal, my next step? Because I really feel like I've forgotten something. Hold on again. Sorry. All right. What I've determined is I'm getting the two different versions of this confused. So I am we're on track here. This is why I'd tell you to watch her video for the construction, but I am curious to see if I got it right, and so far it looks like I did. Now I will tell you while I'm thinking of it, my file, let's see if I can move that so you can see. I did 3 different envelope flaps. There's a square one. There's the kind that she does, which is just angled on the ends, and then I rounded it because I thought that would look nice. So you can take your pick. You're not going to want to cut all 3 of them. You don't need to cut all 3 of them, but this is why there's 3 of them, because I like options. All right, so let's move that out of the way while we burnish all of these. And I will just stop talking and fast forward through this part. Alright, so we have 7 of these, and they measure, let's see here, let's just start at the 5. So they're 5 inches wide. I'll move it up here. So 5 inches wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and tall, they are 1, 2, 3, and 3/4. So that's, if you're going to use it for, well, that's what your matting layers are going to be based off of. So whether you're using it for recipe cards or whatever, that's the size you're working with. So we're going to go ahead and glue those in. And I'm debating if I want to, you know what, I'm going to flip it around and do it upside down because I think I'll have better control that way. Yeah, I can definitely see that better. Black on black is a little bit hard to see, so I'm just kind of lining it up in the center there. Yeah. Okay. So that's about what that's going to look like. Anyway, what I'm debating is if I want to round the corners. I don't think I will, because then I'd have to round the corners on everything. If I wanted to kind of angle those in a bit so they wouldn't be seen from the back, but I think with this everything being black, I don't think it's going to matter. And this is my first one anyway, so we just want to make sure it'll go together. So I'm going to use glue. You could use tape. I like glue because I can, you know, have a little time to maneuver if I don't get my positioning perfectly accurate. You could also use tape and glue if that makes you happy. Alright, so I'm going to try to align this with the top, roughly in between those 2 score marks, and I got that way too low. Probably trailing glue here. Open that up. Yeah, looky there, but it's going to be covered, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to get that, my bone folder out, and burnish that really well. So there's your first waterfall piece. So now we're going to base everything else, we're going to line everything else up based on that initial placement. So just trying to make sure it looks pretty square, which it does. Again, that's why I use the Cricut. So here's the thing. I do this because for me, I wanted to make this project. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was something that people might like. So I wanted to make it. But again, I like to use my Cricut. Rosa Kelly and a lot of others just use their cutting machines, or, you know, their paper cutters and a scoreboard. And I have those. But as I said, I can't seem to get it straight no matter how hard I try. So for me, using the Cricut is the best way to do it. So I make my files with the Cricut when I can, and I like to share them with people who might be like me and not really, might have got that a little too close, and not really comfortable or, you know, secure in their cutting scoring methods. So that's why I did this video. I'm not trying to outdo Rosa Kelly. I love what she does. I think she's amazing. But if you are somebody like me, like I said, and aren't comfortable with all of the cutting and measuring, because sometimes I frequently forget, what did I measure that at? This is so helpful for me to be able to do this. Now, I don't design these SVGs for any cutting machine. I'm strictly a Cricut user. Well, that's not true. I do have a Brother Scan and Cut, but I don't use it for this kind of stuff. So I don't design the SVGs. I design the files in Design Space. But they are free for you to use. I've only used free shapes, so even if you don't have a subscription, you can access this file. And again, it will be linked below. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm just going to finish gluing, and we will fast forward through this stuff, because who's got time to listen to all this? Okay, so this is the last one. I'm going to glue this down, but I wanted to let you know that while these are flipped up, you can see this portion here, the spine, I guess, where we glued it down. If you wanted to lay cut some kind of colored paper strips for that, or cardstock, you definitely can. I didn't put that in the file, but it's pretty easy to do. I'll tell you the measurements right now if you're interested. They are 1/4 inch wide, and then they're going to be the 5 inches long, or vice versa, however you want to do that. So what did I say? Did I say 1/4 inch? It's 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch by 5 inches, or just a little bit under. Use your what's that tool called where you make it bigger? You know the one, offset. Use your offset to make it a little smaller if you need to. And then you can decorate those. And if you're using it for recipes, you could even type your recipes out on something and then cut them out and put them up there. Put the name of the recipe up there or something, but that's, again, strictly up to you. These can be decorated and finished however you like. Okay, looky there, guys, and we got a little bit of room left at the bottom, so I could have left a little bit of room at the top, but she didn't, so I didn't. But you could, because you've got, what, 1/4 inch thereabouts, so you could move this down a little bit to where it's not straight up at the top. Just re-burnishing those so that they fold flat. This is probably an 80-pound cardstock, I'm guessing. So there you got that, and there you got that. So now we've got our flap. Now, I thought about it, however I didn't do it. I thought about putting 2 score lines in here to give yourself a little bit of a spine. She doesn't do that with hers. She just does, when she glues it down, she just leaves some room at the top so that when you fold it over, it's got room to close, because you are going to add more layers in here. This is, I probably didn't even need to use this thick of cardstock. I probably could have used the 65-pound from Michael's. But I wanted it sturdy because I wanted it to last. But I would consider, depending on how thick you're going to make it, that you add another score line here just to give this flap a little bit of a spine, which will just kind of, in my opinion, just make it a little bit easier to close. But by lowering it down away from the score line there, you will accomplish the same thing. So let's do that. Let's glue this on. Okay, so I'm gonna leave myself a little room there. Nothing scientific. I'm not measuring, I'm just guessing. Add some glue. Alright, so going to try to keep it straight, probably scoot it down a little bit. That It's not straight. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Oh yeah, okay. So looky there, guys. We did it. And I only had to refer back to Rosa's video once or twice. Twice, I think. But I hadn't seen the video in a week because I've been doing other stuff. So there you go. Now she added a little piece of Velcro. You could also use a magnet, or you could put like a little button, you know, a little twist tie, and then you could, or not twist tie, but you know how you use the two little kind of button shaped pieces and then you just wrap your string around. You could do that as well. So you have options. My thing with Velcro, I like it because it's convenient. The dots are sticky, you just put them on there, but they don't always last over time. So that's the thing about the buttons where I'm talking about. You could use real buttons, or you could just make you some circles with a thick cardstock, or glue a couple pieces of cardstock together. Put your hole in the center, do one for each of them, attach them, and then you had your string, and then it closes. But it's not that important because it's not really, I don't know, it's up to you. I'm just giving you options. Like I said, I like options. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for today. Tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well, I will cut out my matting layers and decorate everything. And then I think we're good. We're good to go. And I've got a matting layer for fronts and backs of all of these. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, well, you know, we can always fix that. Might need a little bit more glue over here. All right, guys, well, that's my take on Rosa Kelly's. Let me flip back over so I can see it, what it's called. I went too far. Her Easy Envelope Booklets Mini Album Inserts. So these are like for mini albums or junk journals. But again, the Cricut file is free. I love to share. So let me know what you think. Again, her video is great for assembly. I was kind of winging it. But if you have any other questions, let me know. She does put together both versions of hers in the video. I've only just done the one. And wait for the, you know, till next time, guys. Let's just say that. Till next time, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again to my new subscribers. And I hope you all have a happy, crafty day.